Is this the winter skin? You know? Yeah, perfect.
The wind.
Yeah, the wind. Yeah, it's good.
Another running?
Yep.
Okay, Pete?
Yep.
Jimmy, just very simply, could I just get your reflections on the weekend?
No, we have a good chat with the staff and the players. We always do things together when we want to talk about some parts. And for us was the thing we were not happy with. The result is always a result, but for us it's important to have good performance. And the first 20-25 minutes of the game, we are not happy with that, how we performed, how we act as a team, the identity we want to show our supporters and ourselves, what we want to build into our DNA, how we want to act in certain situations, how we want to start a game away against a difficult team. So that was the thing we put the focus on the first 20 minutes of the game. Then the game went how it went, and we did some good things in the second half. We have some parts of good momentum, but sometimes the ball go in and sometimes not. But also St Mirren did good things in the transition and how to create situations from that. So we have to keep moving and think about the next game, and then we leave that behind. But we have to just talk about the first 20 minutes, because that was not the way we want to act as a team.
There seems to be a really good spirit in the group, and they've done so well this season. Do you have any concerns? I mean, the defeat was going to come sometime, wasn't it? But do you have any concerns that now that it's come, it could maybe knock the boys off the kind of positive journey that they've been on so far?
No, I think like it's a season is long. We talked about before. We take always game by game, and you know you're gonna win some games, and sometimes you're gonna lose and a draw. We are not alone in the league. It's a lot of good teams, so I don't think it's gonna be any impact at all from our behavior or how we our belief, because it's from day one. It's still a long-term process, and nothing has changed in that. So we try to, like I told, I think it was the last press conference before the game, like we still have things to do, like we have to be more stable in some parts of the game. For example, how we start this game, and that's the first part of our journey, to be more consistent and accountability in these situations. And then we can add things to our game model and identity, but still we're not there that is consistent every game. And so we have to keep focus on that, and then try to build us a bit stronger every week.
Do you almost learn more about the players in defeat and how they react to defeat?
Yeah, and also I think I don't think any player or human being at all is fixed. I think everybody can grow and learn, and myself, my staff, the players, everybody can grow and learn. That's the most important thing, to have a positive mindset, and you always get challenges in front of you in life, in football or in the private life, but it's how you act and take care of these challenges, and if you try to find a solution, and that's the environment we want to create, how we can grow and be better versions of ourselves.
Busy week continues, obviously. Tomorrow night, even down to play a Hibs side. Managers under pressure. Fans don't seem happy at the moment. Is that all stuff that you can perhaps use to your advantage tomorrow night?
No, I don't. Personally, I don't believe in these things. I think it's better to focus on what we can do. I don't know how they're gonna prepare themselves. Maybe they use this to also try to be better and togetherness, etc. So for us, it's more important what we do, and don't think about their situation. I know their manager is probably a really hard worker, and they're gonna try to find solutions. So the most important for me is how we want to act.
So final one for me, team news.
No, I think the issue Angus has, I think he's still gonna miss one more game. He couldn't train full today, so he not will be inside the squad. Otherwise, we're gonna travel with 21 players again.
Jimmy, when you lost against Celtic in the cup, you had the luxury, if you like, of your next game being at home. It's a slightly different dynamic, but does that take a little bit of pressure off, because it's an away game where maybe you're not expected to dominate the ball, and perhaps you can play a cuter tactical game, which will be to your advantage?
No, I think I understand your question, but for me it doesn't matter if it's home or away. It's still a game. It's 3 points, so you have to be a good performance, and we still want to improve parts in our game. So I think it's a good challenge for us to take this, and I also hopefully come a lot of supporters from us there to watch the game. And this is a journey we're on together with them. We like to, of course, to play. We love to play at Pittodrie, but still we know it's gonna be a lot of away games, so we can't mix things up here. We have to focus on some parts, and we want to create identity how we want to play. But sometimes when you play at home, maybe you can see more of this. But also away games, you have to try to do things to put your things on the pitch and get this timing working, and the belief gets stronger and stronger. So in one way, it's no different for us.
The team you picked on Saturday, you changed again at half-time. Obviously, you were losing by 1 goal. How important is it, do you think, to try and get this blend right of your midfield options and maybe attacking options for the game tomorrow night?
I think like the game was that, as I told after the game also, it was not about Esther and Clarkey. We changed. It was the way how it went. We didn't arrive behind them, so we just get stuck in front of the back line and lose the ball, and they could put the momentum to us. We need some different kind of players because we don't have the first part of the game. We couldn't reach these players in the right moment, so it was more about try to find another way. Who was better for this game, and I think it was with more directness in the second half, so we arrived more to the box. So tomorrow, I think like it's gonna be, we have games now for a while, quite intense period, and as usual you're gonna see probably changes in the starting 11, how we use the players. Maybe tomorrow, maybe not tomorrow, but it will happen, and it's good opportunity for players who hasn't played so much to show themselves, because I know they are good, I know they are ready, and then we're just gonna find the right timing to make this extra energy to the team, because it's about energy also. It's not only about tactical things when you play intense schedule. It's also to keep the level of energy high, so we can be true to ourselves.
We talk so much about your attacking options, your midfield options. You've many players you can swap in or replace, but in the defence, you don't have that luxury. You have one senior experienced centre back who's not available. Has that been something that's been a hindrance, not being able to perhaps rest players or change the defensive setup?
No, like usually when you start a new season, you want to get some parts like a core to be stable. But I think the improvement of Jimmy McGarry and Jack Milne has been really, really good, and also how they grew into this. Jack Milne has one thing: he has to play both centre back and full back, and he's how I see how he conduct himself now and grow in this situation in the understanding of the game. It's a huge improvement. Jimmy, how he's still really, really strong in attacking, but also how improvements in positional play in a 4-back line. It's a lot of improvements. When it's time for them, I'm going to trust them 100%, and that's really nice to see. Even if they have played so much, but we play at trainings, 11 versus 11, and how they taking small steps in the right direction all the time, and that's so nice with football. Sometimes the opportunity or the things happen, and then the dynamic change, and I'm 100% sure it's going to be fine when they get the time to play.
Just a final question about Hibernian. They played pretty well in stages of the game at Pittodrie. Are you expecting this to be a very tough challenge, even though they're perhaps a wounded animal at the moment?
Hibernian is like, I think like sometimes you can get in this moment in the season and you do things. The performance has been well. They have created some really good opportunities inside the game, and then some goals against them. So I still think it's a good team. You see the quality of the individual players, how they can 1-against-1, some tactical mindset of some of the players is really high level. So I think it's difficult to, if you watch a table, you can think one thing, but I think that's a big mistake, because they are a good team and they have strong individual players. So we have to be really sharp tomorrow.
Jimmy, obviously Hibs appear to be a club in crisis, so you would disagree with the theory that you're getting them at a good time?
Yeah, because my experience is not working like that. Every game is and unique game. You can't think about what happened before or in the past. And I think if you start thinking like that, that you can get some extra percent help or whatever, then I never experienced going well when you think like that. So we have to be 100% sure that we are prepared 100% and take this game as usual and respect the opponent, respect the work they're doing down there, how they want to play, and be really prepared.
How important is it your team, you kind of touched upon it already, but how important is it your team really start on the front foot, take the game to Hibs from the first whistle?
You always have an opponent, of course, but for me, it was talk about before in the beginning of this press conference today is the first 20 minutes against St Mirren. I think like every game goes in waves. The opponents have momentum, you have momentum, and then how you survive this, and then how long you can stretch your momentum. But I think we're going to see a different approach from our players tomorrow, how we start again. That's important for us.
And just finally, from me, you've obviously brought a great winning mentality to the group of players here. Is that what gives you the confidence that you will quickly bounce back? Saturday was just a small bump in the road.
For me, it's like a winning mentality. I don't know exactly what it is. Like if you're winning games, it's a winning mentality. If you're losing games, it's not a winning mentality. For me, it's a winning mentality. How well you train, how you prepare, how you push each other, the team spirit, the responsibility the players and the staff and everybody around the club takes, and then try to show up at your best every week. And then you have an opponent on the other side. So for me, that's the winning mentality, that you can feel that the players give everything they have, the staff, everybody else around the club, trying to be the best version of yourself. You can't do anything more than that, and you have to try, and try to find ways. Sometimes you get challenged inside a game, the opponents find something, but you survive this momentum, and then you find the extra effort to make a winning goal. That's also a mentality, and hopefully you can win games when you do that proper from August to May. That's the thing, to have this capacity to be consistent during the whole season. So that's a thing you have to work with every day. It can change quick, but you have to remember the core values you have inside the dressing room and how we want to show ourselves. So that's for me a winning mentality. So tomorrow is another game, and we have 3 points to fight for, and we're gonna do everything we can to take these points.